Hey Falcons, I'm back. I hope you've missed seeing Dr. B's Blast because it's Friday. We're back with another one. Let's have another blast. So I know it's only been a 2-day week, so I'm going to capture some things from both this week and last week. And really, since our February 7th professional development, I've been seeing cooperative learning all over our building. And so I'm just going to highlight a few things I've seen throughout the building in multiple subject areas. On the slide here, you can see a shot from Miss Dedek's social studies class. You can see Miss Jorgensen's science class. We're going to come on over and look at Miss Reese's ELA class, where she had both some cooperative learning and some assessment capable learning going on as students were evaluating their progress on specific learning skills during that unit of study. You're going to see down below Miss Ingalls' class engaging in some cooperative learning. I believe they were using a consensus mat there. And then finally, you're going to see Mr. Max Grasser's social studies class as they engage in some cooperative learning, walking about, and a lot of physicality, walking about the classroom, learning together. So excellent job to all of these educators. I am sure that many more of you have implemented cooperative learning since February 7th. We are so excited of the growth that we are seeing. And just as a reminder, these are the components of cooperative learning that we are specifically looking for as a school. We're looking to see positive interdependence. And so by positive interdependence, we really want to know how are students interacting together to really see gain on both ends. How are they helping one another? How are they working together individually to be accountable and to be able to share with their group or their partners? What role specifically do they have in the learning? Equal participation. Is everybody able and ready to contribute? And are they being beckoned to contribute in that group? And then finally, simultaneous interaction. What percentage of the students are participating at once? Can we get to 100% of our kids participating at one time? I saw that in many of our classes this week and last week. It was super exciting to see that in action. I had an opportunity to be invited to Miss Dedek's classroom where she was going to be trying something new from our cooperative learning professional development in her classroom with her students. This was called a Find Someone Who that she developed. And I'm going to give you a closer look at that here because I think she really nicely implemented all 4 of the components of PIES in this cooperative learning activity. And so the very first part of this required every single student to be able to answer questions and to find partners to answer questions for them, causing positive interdependence. Every student in that classroom was equally participating. All of them were speaking with partners, were receiving information with partners, and they were sharing information with their partners. Finally, there was absolutely simultaneous interaction taking place because every student in the classroom was speaking or listening with their partner throughout this entire activity. Last and certainly not least, the very last box required all students to then go back to their seats, take the learning that they received from all of the individuals in the class that they spoke with, and write their own response to a thought-provoking question. It was just a very, very great job of implementing the PIES acronym throughout this cooperative learning strategy. Excellent job, Miss Dedek. And I love that Miss Dedek invited me to come see this when she was giving this a shot for the first time. So, guys, as you are exploring with cooperative learning and implementing some of the new strategies that we just discussed in professional development, we would love to come in. Please invite us in. I know Laura Frisch just invited me in to see some reciprocal teaching strategies. Continue to invite us in. Again, those are day makers for us, and we love learning right alongside you. Now I want to get into showing you some assessment capable learning. Oh, excuse me, but actually, yes, it's some assessment capable learning that took place over the past couple of weeks as well with our 7th grade ELA teachers using a presentation structure where their students, they had every single one of their students presenting at the same time, and they had other teachers, parents, office staff, students from other classes who are invited to come into the library, and those individuals were the audience listening to each of the presentations. Every person that entered that library was given a scoring guide and for every presentation, and they were expected to give feedback to the presenters each time they listened to a presentation. As I watched this happening, one of the things that I just love is that kids were excited to receive their feedback. They wanted their feedback. Trust me, there were some kids I listened to, and they started to present, they immediately handed me a scoring guide and said, could you please give us feedback? So I could see kids taking the feedback after each round of presentations and reading it and using it to improve the next time they presented to a new group of students or adults. I saw students give presentations at least 3 times, sometimes 4 times, improving every single time they gave the presentation. And meanwhile, they're taking all of this feedback and they're really finding value in it. Plus, it's an authentic experience in that they're having to present to an audience that is outside of their classroom. So, Miss Engel, Miss Jones, Miss Hughes, phenomenal job of implementing this with all of your classes and for inviting parents into the classroom or into the library to see this in action. And thanks to all of our teachers from throughout the building and your students for coming in and allowing your students to participate in this activity as well. It was very worthwhile, and love to see the great student reflection taking place during these presentations. Woo! Time to celebrate. All right, Falcons, as you know, we are at that time of the year where we get to determine the 25-26 Rockwood South Teacher of the Year. Oh, this is such an exciting honor. And so I want to share with you the individuals who are nominated so that we can celebrate them. And then next week, I'm going to celebrate our Rockwood South 25-26 Teacher of the Year winner. So let's get into all of our nominees. First, congratulations to Miss Suzanne Shimkis. Next, we have Mr. Alexander, Mr. Ball, and Miss Engel. And finally, we have Mr. Simpson and Miss DeLong. Congratulations to all of our nominees. We wish you all the best of luck in achieving that Teacher of the Year honor. Before we head out into our weekend, I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Schneider and the Falcon players. The play was amazing. You had many snow days that really tried to throw a wrench in things for you guys, but I love how you persevered anyway. The kids did fantastic. If you didn't get a chance to see it and you're catching this video before this evening, go check out the last performance tonight. It's 2 small plays called The Cut and After Hours. It was fun to watch. I laughed a lot during that play, so I encourage you to go see it. All right, Falcons, it has been a great 2-day week. I hope it gets warmer for you, but if not, stay warm. And I look forward to seeing you here on Monday. Take care.
Middle School.